Episode 138, The Rivalry, Round 2. Because I definitely need a round 2 after how round 1 went. Coach, what's good, dude?
What's up, man? It's Wednesday, so I've had a little bit of time to let the the win sink in. Wasn't I guess at this point we're with what the Chiefs have done over the last, let's call it 5 years, like you can really get very nitpicky on games, and wasn't like overly happy with the performance, but like I said this entire time I've done the podcast, like a lot of other people say, a win's a win, dude, right? So we needed the win, we needed to get back on track, and we came out of England 27-17 with a win, and I can say I'm happy about that, right? I mean, we can nitpick all we want, but a win's a win.
Right. You would almost think that you guys lost the way that kind of the team is or not the team, the fans are reacting.
The fans, it's all right. Look, I get it. People are going to want to like critique Patrick Mahomes for everything, right? Oh, he's a crybaby. He's this, he's that.
Well, I mean, that's pretty astute.
It's an emotional game, right? Just like all these Twitter warriors, they want to get on there and call a little whiny bitch, excuse my language, if that's what they want to do. This is a PG-13 show, I feel like.
Right.
And but in all reality, they're having the same reaction in a different sense, right? Like, he's emotional. Can you imagine the frustration that it has? Like, do you not go to work and you can work around people that are idiots and they consistently make the same mistake, and you're like, why is this person still employed? I am literally putting the ball in this person's hands and he can't catch it. And then he bobbles in the air like, the game we used to play when we were kids, when we're trying to keep the ball off the ground. We're jumping all over the place. That's what
my boys call it. Keep it
little pop, and he got intercepted, right? So 2 interceptions by Mahomes. And I don't really. They go on his stat sheet. I don't really blame him, especially for the one with Tony. The other one, but. It's the kingdom is not crumbling by any means, but there's definitely just a lot of frustration building up this year. We can blame Brett Veach all we want for not getting some better receivers in there and really thinking that Tony could potentially be a number one. Tony's, like kind of like what, I posted that video earlier about what Gronk said, right? Tony's an incredibly gifted athlete, but how much does he really put in extra for him to be able to actually catch the ball and have better hands, right? Tyreek came in as a ridiculously good athlete, right? Faster than a cheater, right? I mean, fast as you know what, and and the Chiefs helped develop him into a better receiver. Now he's arguably the best receiver and most dynamic player in football, right? Tony has that type of skill set where he's just fast. His athletics, his evasiveness is amazing. It's a gift from God, right? It's not something you can necessarily train. And he just doesn't. I just don't believe. I'm not there on the practice field, so I don't know. He's doing the extra work to get himself and get his hands better, because this is not something that just happened last week. It's been consistent throughout the season, and really just kind of a consistent thing throughout his career. So he needs to improve. Thank God we got Rashee Rice, right? Because he's definitely put himself in as someone we were a little bit down on the beginning of the season, but has immensely improved and has been.
Does he have like the rookie record for touchdowns
for the Chiefs, right? Yeah, for the Chiefs. Yep. Jordan Addison.
Pretty impressive considering some of the rookies that came before him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Dwayne Bowe and all those guys that have come before. I mean, Tyreek Hill is an example, and guys like that. So, good on Rashee Rice, and I'm thankful that we have him and that he's been able to step up and been good. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire hasn't done a bad job. Stepping in for Isaiah Pacheco. We give Clyde Edwards-Helaire a lot of crap, for a better lack of term, because he's a first rounder. You expect him to put up all these numbers, but a win's a win. 27-17. Defense was good. We made some good plays on the defense. Patrick, like I said, had a mid game, but really, it should have really just been one interception. But we came out with a win, man. We move on. We're 9-5. We still have a shot. At the number one seed. Highly unlikely that it happens, but anything's possible.
Yeah, but we got a game going on this weekend that could kind of turn the tide. Actually, on the same
San
day.
Francisco's got to beat. San Francisco's got to beat the Ravens, which I hope they do, and we got to beat. Who are we playing this week? Do you remember?
Your arch nemesis, the team you are the most scared of.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
If scared means excited, then yes.
I saw that people started digging up the old I think it was one of one of the photos that we put up of Travis Kelce saying he loves when the Raiders come to town because he puts up 200 yards and 2 tuds or something like that. So people started digging that up, acting like I'm giving him props. I'm not. I'm quoting the man. That's all I'm doing. So let's get into that. We're not going to go much into the Raiders Chargers game because when we had the legendary JT the Brick on earlier in the week or end of last week, which was awesome. If you guys didn't catch that episode, get on it. The one right before this, episode 137. We talked to JT about that quite a lot. Just basically a blowout win. 8 different players had touchdowns. The Raiders are 6-8 now. The blowout win was nice. We got Brandon Staley fired. I don't know if the rest of the AFC West is going to thank us. I think we kind of wanted Brandon Staley to stay there.
I think everybody collectively. I think if you guys hadn't blown him out as bad as you did, he probably would still be the coach.
Yeah, so right before the game started, I said that I think this game's going to have huge implications because it's one of those, like, Josh McDaniels got canned after the Bears loss, a game we definitely should have won. So against Easton Stick and just a bad Chargers team, we should have won that, and we did. But I think if we didn't, Antonio Pierce might have lost his chance as head coach. And now, Brandon Staley might have, because they should beat us because we're not that good this year either. And his team just didn't fight for him, as you and I both said, and JT agreed with us. So that's why he's gone. They're done. And so they fall to 4th. The Raiders move up the ladder to 3rd in the AFC West, still behind the Broncos, which is upsetting, but we won the head-to-head with them. So we'll see how that final game of the season goes. But yeah, really just it was an enjoyable win. The Sin City Slaughter, the first game I could enjoy since he called this Mile High Massacre. We beat them like 59-14, the Broncos in their stadium. Games like this don't come around often for me. You know this. We've been friends for a long time. You follow the sport. It just doesn't happen for us. So I enjoyed it. And we're going to introduce one of the newest segments, especially to our YouTube series. So if you're listening to the podcast, you won't be able to see this. Hence, hit us up on YouTube and you can watch us. We're going to start implementing play of the day. Very quick 5-second clip because that's all we have a attention span for anyways, of our favorite play or a play we want to kind of zero in on from a game. And luckily we both won, which is one of those rare weeks. So I'll just throw this quick play up there and we'll talk about it for a minute and then Coach will give us his.
So 2nd down and 13. Oh, baby. Unbelievable. Jack Jones. They do it again.
So a quick clip, but amazing. Jack Jones, our new import from the Patriots, one that I finally agree with the one-handed interception on Easton Stick. He read the screen like the play was designed for him. So if there was any dispute about whether or not Jack Jones watches film, I'm pretty sure he does because he saw that coming a mile away. And even Charles Woodson tweeted that it was a legendary pick, and it really is. It's, besides just his ability to read the play, but his athleticism, ball skills. Thank you to the Patriots for letting him go. Sign him to an extension right now. And him and Antonio Pierce are boys, so let's keep that together. So that's my play of the day. Before we do our Raiders-Chiefs breakdown, Coach, you want to introduce it or we just let it rip? Just play it?
We can let it rip, but before you let it shred, I just want to I guess this doesn't really work because, this is live, but it's not live. Who would you think, what of the Chiefs fans that listen to this, what play do you think I would pick? I think it's pretty obvious because it was a sick play. It was just the Andy Reid genius in and of itself. So
Okay, well, let's play the clip and I'll tell you what I think.
Friendly. An interesting look here. Direct snap to McKinnon. Then it's Rice covered underneath. Touchdown. Andy Reid strikes right there.
So, yeah, pretty sweet trick play there by Andy Reid. The pitch to Jerick McKinnon, who then pitched it to
Rashee Rice.
Rice.
And I think what threw him off is that, obviously Creed Humphrey's normally our center. He lines up, but it's Joe Thuney who snapped the ball to Jerick McKinnon, and then Jerick, the jack of all trades, who now has a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown all this season. So good on him. He's kind of our pocket knife, man. He's our Gerber. He's got a little bit of everything. That was a good way to start the game for sure.
Dang. Yeah, that is pretty impressive. I'm glad they did it against them because let's just get into it. The Chiefs have a habit of pulling out trick plays on the Raiders. I'm pretty terrified. As good as our defense has been playing at, I think in points allowed, we're like 4th best in the league, which is insane. But the numbers drop drastically when we play above average opponents.
Right.
I think that this game though is going to be different. Max Crosby is healthy from what I hear. Colton Miller, left tackle, is planning to play. Josh Jacobs planning to play. We're coming off this high momentum. Granted, it's going to be about 10 days old by the time we get to Arrowhead. I just think we have a good shot. I'm not going to declare definite victory, say this is definitely going to happen. We haven't beat you guys since 2020, something like that. So it's a long shot, but I think that the pieces are there to make it happen right off that steam. They don't have to score 63. Score 33, and we have a chance. You can't score 13. Won't beat the Chiefs at 13. It's got to be bare minimum 20. So they held the Dolphins offense to 20 points. The defense did, that is. And I thought that was pretty admirable. I'd say their offense is a bit more prolific than yours. But Tua is not Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce, who is taking that dip that I've been saying he was going to take because of T-Swift. It's happening. He always finds his groove against the Raiders. Sorry for hitting the microphone. But yeah, so I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. This is coming on Christmas Day. What time? 1:30. So it's the first. Oh, so my Christmas could be ruined. My Christmas could be ruined before the second game of the day.
The good thing is that the morning festivities, being on the East Coast, that will all be done. You can be happy giving the presents to your kids.
Right.
And then,
none of which are Raiders apparel, fortunately, because both my children have. My youngest has now deferred to the Steelers like his grandfather. So we have an Eagles and a Steelers fan now. Neither of which obviously are the team that
Pennsylvania strong, man. Yeah.
That's it. I'm on. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah. So I'm on my own here. This is rough. You don't seem too nervous about the game.
You know, at this point, dude, like the season's going to be what the season's going to be. That's, we won the Super Bowl last year. We've been, to 3 Super Bowls in the last 5 years, won 2 of them. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to sound, defeated by any means, because what we do best is beat the Raiders lately. You can look at me all you want, dude. These are facts, right? They're obviously coming off a great win. This Chiefs defense is different than the past year's Chiefs defense, so I think they know that kind of with the way the offense is playing, that the defense needs to continue to step up. L'Jarius Sneed does a great job of locking down the team's top wide receivers. So hopefully he can contain Devontae Adams, which I believe he did the last time pretty well. Just your other guys, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfrow, Meyer, if they're going to be able to do enough damage to the Chiefs to make it where they can, potentially win the game. But you always got to get hyped up for a rivalry game. It's on Christmas. Hopefully Santa brings us a W, and the Ravens lose and all this good stuff happens. But I'm confident.
It's not a must win for you guys by any means.
I mean, it's not, dude. It's not necessarily a must win, especially since the Broncos lost last week. That helps. But we just need to win for the sake of this podcast. So I can, I don't know. I didn't get for the sake of this. I like your face after we beat you.
No, because then I have to make the title something embarrassing.
Yes.
And
yeah, the
podcast needs a rivalry dynamic to it, and we have the rivalry, but it's people, Raiders fans, my own people have argued with me. It's not a rivalry because we never beat them, which is upsetting, but at times truthful.
If your old people are telling that, you got to listen to them. But yeah, it should be a good game. I'm looking for Patrick Mahomes to he's showing up on the bright lights of Christmas to do what he does best. I hope that Travis has a good Christmas morning and night.
Maybe too good, as JT the Brick said.
I just do what you got to do. Apparently, she's making him cinnamon rolls every morning before he has a game. That's a thing.
That's why he's moving a bit slower, maybe. All the cinnamon buns.
Cinnamon buns. I don't know if there's like there's a hidden meaning behind the cinnamon buns, or if they're actual cinnamon buns. It could be both. They could be both.
It could be both. Yeah.
What's better than?
You're not supposed to do that before. You're not supposed to do that before a fight, though. Anyone that's watched what's that Spartacus, they know you don't do that before a battle. So
yeah. So I don't know. I don't think Travis necessarily has control in that situation, but
that's true. No,
she's feeling 22. She's gonna get. But Isaiah Pacheco should be back. This is
Nick Bolton healthy?
Last ride.
Nick Bolton's
healthy. Last ride
yes.
for Stone Cold Chris Jones here in Kansas City, and it's at Arrowhead on Christmas. And the Raiders are the hated rival.
This isn't your last home game, is it?
What?
Is this the last home game?
No, it's not the last home game. No, I think we got we have Cincinnati. We have Cincinnati, and then that's home. That's on New Year's Eve, and then we go to LA. I think that's how it pans out. Yeah, I think that's how it is.
Well, so this, if the Ravens were to lose, this is a must-win in the sense that you guys can really get some traction on them.
We get some traction because it'll be a game, and then the Ravens have 3 loss. It's most likely the Ravens are going to get the 1 seed. We just want to solidify the 2 seed. I guess I don't know. I haven't looked at the playoff projections and stuff, and the seeding and everything. I haven't done that, but we still have a chance at the 1 seed. Is when we have to win this game, the Ravens have to lose. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So, but we got to go in there and play our best game. Isaiah Pacheco's back. If we can just have some guys hold on to the ball, that'd be great. I don't think Kadarius Toney will get as many snaps. Sky Moore running the IR. I don't know if Justin Ross is going to play. We just signed Scotty Miller, who was a second-round pick a couple years ago for the Bears. I don't know really if he's more of a depth piece than anything. Yeah. But, just keep giving it to Rashee Rice. Give Ricky James.
Keep forgetting you guys have him.
Yeah. And he just give him some more plays, give him some more opportunities to get out there and make some plays because he's the dynamic guy. Just hope Justin Ross can play and, MVS can be decent. And again, we're not going to change our wide receiver issues this season. It's not going to happen. You just hope that Travis Kelce can have a vintage Travis Kelce game and Noah Gray can do his thing. And I doubt they'll be playing Bell anything more than in any passing situation for sure after what happened to him last time. Embarrassing, especially at the Patriots game where he just got that ball ripped out of his hands
Yeah. Didn't Noah Gray have a tud against us when we played you guys the first time?
I think so. I just hope we're firing on all cylinders. I'm off Christmas, so I look forward to just sitting down, watching the game, and hopefully getting a dub.
And for Raiders fans, this really, before we move on to our predictions, this really is a must-win for the Raiders. 1, our playoff hopes are dead in the water if we lose. 2, Antonio Pierce will likely not be the head coach if we lose this game. Mark Davis wants to see us continue to win, and a win against the Chiefs is the sweetest win we can have if we get that. We really haven't beaten anyone too competitive this year, so this would be a good.
Do you think if they lose this game, then win the rest of the games, then Antonio Pierce has a good shot at being?
That would put us at 8-9. I don't think so. I think he needs to win out to keep his job. To be
Really?
honest, but I think that it would be a mistake to not let him go, because I think if we can stick him with a keep Patrick Graham, which this is kind of the way to do it, is if we keep Antonio Pierce without getting too much off track, keep Antonio Pierce as head coach. He's got the team. He just needs to work on timeouts, subs, discipline a little bit, but they're doing better with the penalties. And that way you keep Patrick Graham, because the issue is you could get a new head coach, and then you know how that goes. They're going to want to bring in their own defensive coordinator. Patrick Graham, who's gotten this to be the best defense I've seen in at least 10 years, will go out the door too. So I would not like to see that happen. So I think we need to keep Antonio Pierce in order to keep Patrick Graham, which I'm in favor of.
And don't be naive to the fact that Patrick Graham could easily get some head coaching interviews. There's going to be a lot.
Yeah, I'm also nervous about that. Yeah, because people are going to take notice. I do think the trend in the league, which we'll get into in our offseason stuff, which could be coming sooner for me rather than later, is offensive mind. So, all right, so there we go. So we have round 2, Raiders and Chiefs in Arrowhead. There's going to be a lot of red and a lot of chants and all that other stuff. So I am nervous. Coach is relaxed. I'm going to go 28-21 Raiders. 28-21 Raiders.
21. I'm going to go 31-21 Chiefs. You guys
have you beat us with 31 like you beat last year in January? The last time we played you was 31-13. Which is in the last game. It was
10 point game.
Hey, thanks, dude. Appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead in our predictions thing. Just going to point you out that you're already taking the Chiefs, so we can skip that one. So there we go. We'll see what ends up happening with the game. I'm pumped. I'm excited. It's going to be an amazing Christmas. Let's get into our regular predictions. Last week, I bested Coach again. 12 correct. Coach had 9. That brings our total to 146-124. And now we head into week 16, which is so depressing.
More about the jersey.
I think you're right. I think I have to go a throwback or wait for the draft. And if we draft someone I really like, but then even then you got to see them play. You can't just pull the trigger, because sometimes they stink. I still really like Tyree Wilson just because I've kind of we met him at the draft. I evaluate him every week and do a film study for Raider Ramble, shout out. But he's still not all that good. So I don't think I'll be getting.
And that's when you get out on the ground floor, dude. So you're not a poser.
Hey, I write supportive things about him each week, and there is growth there. I'm definitely seeing it. His vision is improved. Tackling's gotten a little better. That his length is just out of control. He just needs to get faster, and he needs Max Crosby to teach him some pass rush moves because he just likes that bull rush and the power, and that's about it. All right, Thursday night football: Saints versus Rams. Coach, open it up.
Rams.
I'm going Rams as well. I like what they're putting together. I definitely counted them out when the season started, and they're looking pretty good. 4:30 Bengals versus Steelers. I'm going to take the Bengals. Steelers just look awful.
Bengals. And one thing I'll say about the Steelers, I know I said this in our text thread, is you look at what Joe Flacco's doing in the Browns right now. He could have done that on the Steelers, and they would have been in a much better place. Mason Rudolph, Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett. It's what the
yeah, scary Poppins.
Yep.
So you're going Bengals as well.
I'm gonna go Bengals as well. Jake Browning.
All right, next you've got, which normally this could have been something to talk about, but not really. Bills versus Chargers, the 8:00 game on Saturday.
Bills.
I'm going Bills as well. So just so I make that clear, we had our Thursday night game, then we have 2 games on Saturday. This is pretty great. We've got a Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday games. That's the dream.
We're covered, dude. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we just need a little something on a Friday, but that'll come. So no differentiating opinions as of yet. Sunday at 1:00, Colts versus Falcons. I'm gonna go Colts.
Colts. What Arthur Smith? It's Colts. I can't get into it. It's dumber than
a quick 10-second prediction is he can be fired at the end of the season.
He has to be. Arthur Blank is not that big of a schmuck.
They're back to Taylor Heineke again, and I need 2 interceptions more from Desmond Ridder for me to win my underdog fantasy bet. Promo code RTK.
Look at you.
It's 10 or more interceptions. I will likely win $1,000, so I need that to happen.
Yeah, but he's apparently
all
back for the rest of the season, so Henneke has to get injured.
Oh my gosh! Luckily, I did the insurance, so I can still win some money. Coach, you have Packers versus Panthers.
Packers, God willing,
they're coming off a rough loss. They're Packers.
Very rough loss.
Cheese Headland is not happy right now.
It's been a very up and down season. They kicked our butt,
and then they got their butts kicked by the Giants. So go figure. I'm going to go Packers as well, though. I don't think they're going to fall to the level of losing to the Panthers like the Falcons did. Yeah, that's about it. But on an earlier note, though, the Falcons upsetting the Colts would help you and I out. So that can happen if it wants to. Coach, you've got Browns and Texans. I don't think CJ Stroud is back.
Browns. I like I said, I really like what they're doing.
Me too. I'm going to go Browns as well. Their defense did scare me a little bit against the Bears, but they pulled it together. Lions versus Vikings. I'm going to go Lions. Bite them in the kneecap.
Bite them in the kneecap. I'm going to go Lions too. I think they clinched the division with that win.
Yeah. Coach, Commanders and Jets.
I'll go Commanders.
I'll go Commanders, and then I think this is when the Robert Saleh could be getting fired talk is really going to amplify. Zach Wilson's out again. Aaron Rodgers coming off IR, but he shouldn't play. No one wants to see him play. Commanders are probably going to fire Ron Rivera. We'll see if they fight for him. I'm going to go Commanders as well. Seahawks and Titans. I'm going to take Seahawks. They just beat the Eagles. They got to be riding
for them on Monday night.
Yeah. Did not see that coming at all. Not at all.
It was great to see my boy from Mizzou do his thing.
Oh, dude. Drew Lock is the worst.
I know he is, but I felt happy for him. It's my Drew Lock.
Yeah. My wife sent me a video of him dancing on the side or rapping on the sideline. That was when he beat the Raiders. And as you know,
you see that one video of he's doing that thing and DK Metcalf comes up behind him and he
he's like, whoa, yeah.
Oh,
all right, dude.
Let's use the bicep curls. Yeah.
Right, yeah. 4:05 game Sunday is the Jaguars versus the Buccaneers. Who do you like?
Baker Mayfield. Props to Baker Mayfield. Last year I said he was going to be the comeback player of the year. I was off. I think he potentially could be do not give it to DeMar Hamlin. I'm sorry, great story, but you haven't done anything, dude. You played one game. I will take the Jaguars, but I think the Buccaneers keep it very close. I wouldn't be shocked if the Bucs win. I mean, they're going to probably win the division, but I wouldn't be shocked if they win.
I tussled with this one. I'm also going to take the Jags, but I did think Bucs. And I got my games reversed. The Packers lost to the Giants, which Austin was at, and then they lost to the Bucs. And Baker Mayfield had his perfect passer rating in Lambeau. I think the only quarterback to do so. So that was a rough one for them. They put one of their linebackers on Chris Godwin, Devondre Campbell. And oh my God, Packers Twitter did not appreciate that move. A lot of issues over there in Green Bay. I think they're only going to get over it if they get rid of Joe Barry, the DC.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna take the Jags as well. 4:25 Cardinals versus Bears. I'm gonna throw a flyer and take Kyler to have the win.
I would agree.
Really?
You know what? I'll take the Bears. We got to be different on something. I'll take the Bears.
I mean, so I was like, they almost beat the Browns defense, Brennan. What are you thinking? I'm like, you know what? It's like Justin Fields versus Justin Fields. I just don't know. So you're going to take the Bears?
I'll take just for the sake of having at least one game different.
Okay. I think we'll differentiate on maybe one or two more. Great. You have one of the most exciting ones. Cowboys versus Dolphins.
Cowboys versus Dolphins. This is a tough game. Really it could potentially be a must win for both teams. I am going to take Dallas. I think they bounce back after what happened last week against the Bills. They need to just do this to kind of shut people up. I know it's a home game. It is a home game, isn't it?
I think it's in Miami.
Oh, it's in Miami. So that's the perfect opportunity for them to win a big road game. So I'm going to take the Cowboys.
I'm unfortunately taking the Cowboys as well. And the only reason I think is that there was whatever sickness was going on with Dallas. I think you could even Micah Parsons wasn't playing like himself. And then Tua, I just people will hate me for it, but I think he's still kind of one of the chinks in the armor as far as the Dolphins, besides the injuries they've had to deal with. I don't know. I'm just not sold on the Tua thing yet. Nice guy, but I'm just not sold on it. Hard Knocks is amazing though for anyone that hasn't been watching that. So next, Patriots versus Broncos. I'm going to go Broncos. I hope the Patriots win.
Broncos, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Monday, Christmas. We have 3 games. 2 of the 3 are really exciting. We already gave our predictions. I am taking the Raiders 28-21. Coach is taking the Chiefs 31-21. That's our only second difference of opinions as far as predictions go. I'll be a wreck how that goes, probably. But obviously more so if the Chiefs win. Then we have the 4:30 game, Giants versus Eagles.
Eagles can't lose 4 in a row.
No. My son will be very upset if they lose again, and I don't see them losing to the Giants, but you never know. Their offense, though, could I say, I was just thinking about it today. Their offense is kind of boring to watch right now. It's the same thing over and over again. You could see the real difference between Shane Steichen and whoever their offensive coordinator is now.
Nick
It's just not.
Yeah,
it's
Nick
just not the
Bosa's
same.
went on they laid out the blueprint in San Francisco for it. So
Yeah. They need to change it up and get like the plays we saw them break out in the Super Bowl. That's what they need to get back to. Not like this. Like how many times do I have to watch AJ Brown run a slant? He's gonna be the next. What's his name? The dude that's always injured from the Saints. See, I already forgot his name. Michael Thomas. All right, so we're both going Eagles. Then the final game, which I think besides our game and maybe the Cowboys Dolphins, the most exciting game of the weekend at night on Christmas, Ravens versus 49ers. I'll defer.
This is a Super Bowl rematch from about like 10 years ago, right? Joe Flacco got his first one. They beat Colin Kaepernick and the 49ers. That's like when the stadium lost power for that a little bit of time. John Harbaugh versus Jim Harbaugh. I am going with the San Francisco 49ers.
You know what? I'm going to make a last-minute adjustment. I'm going to take the Ravens. Going to mess this up.
You've already secured
I originally had
the jersey, so we're good.
Yeah, so I already had I had the 49ers, but I have to remember they have had their rough games, despite Christian McCaffrey looking absolutely unstoppable. Yes, it can happen. They don't always win. So I'll go Ravens. You got 49ers. We have 3 games where we have a difference of opinion. We'll see what that does for our overall predictions. Now, before we do the Jackson Mahomes Award of Excellence, we won't do our ad spiel because we do have something else to add. Rating the Kingdom has been nominated as a finalist for the Best Team podcast. So 2 or more hosts. Coach and I made it. And to some people, this may seem like, oh, it's some website awards, whatever. Like Shannon Sharp's podcast is on it. The PFF NFL podcast is in the mix. So a lot of very, very popular podcasts are in it. This is legit. It means a lot to us. We will put the link in the description on iTunes, on YouTube. Please vote for us. Best Team podcast rating the Kingdom.
Yeah, just so you know, the links that I checked earlier on Facebook page and Twitter page, it didn't lead you exactly to where you need to vote. It was like you have to like do a little bit of detective work, but we greatly appreciate you guys doing that. Helps the podcast greatly, helps us out, just some notoriety. If you're on your phone and you're doing that and you decide to go to the App Store and you decide to download Underdog Fantasy, you can do that too. We're trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, right? Or maybe kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We'll kill 1 bird with
a couple birds.
Couple birds. Yeah, I just had a brain.
A canary maybe.
Kill a canary. Yes. PETA, do not come after us. But yeah, get on Underdog. $100 are still matching. RTK. Perfect last minute gift. What's better than a last minute gift of giving somebody tickets to an NFL game, NBA game, whatever it may be? and you can save money on that. You don't have to tell them you save money. Be like, oh, wow, I got these tickets. They must have cost you so much. Be like, yeah, it is. You can act all cool, but you save money on it. So RTK for SeatGeek as well. And yeah, just do that for us and help us out. We appreciate it.
Yep. So first podcast award we've been nominated for. So very exciting. Been around for a while. This is a big honor.
Shout out to you, Brendan. Okay. I come on here, weekly with Brendan, and I have it easy, right? I come up with the names of the episodes, come on here, and we have our banter and stuff. But Brendan does all the just everything. He does all the social media, he does all the editing, he does all the graphics, he does everything. He's incredible. So MVP, Mr. Brendan, does great work, and thank you for all you do. Let me kind of live my dream out, dude. I get to do a fun sports podcast with a dude I've known for majority of my life, 30 plus years, and it's fun to do it. And it's holiday season, so we got to be thankful, and got to be thankful all the time, but it's more prevalent now. So I'm thankful for you and all the work you do to make this podcast work. Love you, buddy.
Thanks, dude. Right back at you. I couldn't do it. I literally cannot do it without you.
I love you too, bro. Say it. Say it, bro. Say it.
I love you too, bro.
Yeah.
I had to lean into the mic, say it. But yeah, I mean, Coach and I went to the draft last year. We actually did get credentialed for Super Bowl Combine draft. It's really something we never thought this podcast could be. So the route it's taking is just phenomenal. We just got credentials approved for the Senior Bowl. That is my oldest birthday, so we will not be there. But plans are in motion for us to be in Detroit to watch the Raiders pick the quarterback of the future, and the Chiefs pick some 5'8" wide receiver.
Hopefully we get a wide receiver. Yes.
You're like the Packers, though. You got to take one in the first round someday.
Eventually, that'll happen. Yeah. We're not trading up for Marvin Harrison Jr. It's not happening. So anybody that thinks that's going to happen, it's not. I'll grow hair before that happens.
So that's something Coach is going to, before we go off on a tangent, that's something Coach is going to help you guys, you Chiefs fans, out with in the offseason. There are other receivers in the draft that are legit that are not named Marvin Harrison Jr. So let's get very quickly into our Jackson Mahomes Award of Excellence winners as we close out this evening. One of our longer podcasts, but it's a rivalry, so we got to do it. My award is going to George Pickens. George Pickens was caught on film, on camera, on national TV, essentially not blocking for not Najee Harris. Who's the other one?
For
Jaylen Warren.
I
just have these brain farts. And he claimed that he was trying to avoid what happened to Tank Dell. Doesn't really make any sense. Jaylen Warren would have scored a touchdown if you had done your assignment. He pretty much just went like this to the DB that was blocking him.
Okay, so that's a very good Jackson Mahomes Award winner, right? I know we're going to try to cut back on time. We're at like 38 minutes. We're going to get it done by 40. George Pickens is a chump, okay? People in the Chiefs Kingdom were super upset that, we didn't draft him. We drafted Sky Moore over him. Sky Moore is a chump, but at least he's somewhat of he's a team guy. George Pickens is a selfish. I don't know what's going on in Pittsburgh, but he's not the guy you want on your team, okay?
No. He's Antonio Brown without the skill set.
Yeah, very much so. So my Jackson Mahomes Award winner is Rashard Mendenhall. Okay, he came out with a tweet. Saying that two average white guys can't talk about football, right? Because we don't know anything about it.
Fortunately, I don't. That's me and Eric.
Yeah, it's me and Brendan. Right? So, are we anywhere near a professional level of football? No, but we enjoy watching the game. Our points are valid. Okay. I'm not someone who I don't necessarily find it super offensive. I just think it was a little bit ridiculous and race baiting on his part. Did I come up with an all-white team? Absolutely, I did. But it was fun. It was fun to think about. It was to an extent, but I also think that it's a little bit of a ridiculous tweet, especially with the type of career Rashard Mendenhall had and his fumble in the Super Bowl and all this other stuff. So you made it to the NFL, man. Props, but don't get butthurt so easily, dude. It's not the right tweet. We need to all be on the same page, and So, Rashard Mendenhall, come on, bro.
Yeah,
I think the white dudes would actually give you. I honestly think the team white dude, we wouldn't be that bad. Defense, we're close to 40 minutes. So I'm gonna let it go. That's a conversation another time.
Yeah, I want to hear about this.
But we would have to be lit up by Vanilla Ice. That would have to happen.
Right. So those are our 2 award winners, and as you can tell, there's not really any. You don't want to receive these. So that's the end of the show. Raiders are beating the Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Vote for us. Later.